Chapter 21. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mother, after this massage today, your physical condition has improved almost. The next massage will be more appropriate after 3 months. Li Chengyu had already used his true energy to massage his mother's body in the pavilion. After she woke up, he spoke. Well, I'll listen to you. Yi Hongyu was full of smiles. These days, she felt like she was dreaming. First, her little son, who had always been a little stupid, suddenly became smart. Then, she didn't know where he learned the massage technique, which made her look several years younger. When she looked in the mirror this morning, she touched her skin and couldn't believe it. It was almost as good as when she was in her 20s, even the various fine wrinkles on her face had disappeared for the most part. It's getting late, let's go back. Li Chengyu smiled and nodded. After returning to his room, he turned on his mobile phone, clicked on the Tonghua Fortune app, and checked the 3 stocks he bought yesterday. Sure enough, they are still prosperous and quite festive. The trend charts of the 3 stocks all show a straight line at the top, without any fluctuations in the middle, and his book wealth has reached more than 33 million. However, according to Li Chengyu's Tian Suan Jing, this market situation will only continue until tomorrow morning. After the stock market opens in the afternoon, the many buy orders on it will be cancelled, the stock price will break the board, and then fall all the way. Although it is still red when the stock market closes in the afternoon, it is difficult to withstand the market crash. So tomorrow morning, Li Chengyu needs to take advantage of the fact that there are more buy orders on the daily limit board to sell all the funds he has invested in one fell swoop. Seeing that the stock market is indeed as he calculated, there is no change. Li Chengyu threw his mobile phone aside and started to continue the work that he had not finished yesterday. So far, he has only completed a small part of the code of the entire Feishuan app. If calculated at the speed of yesterday, it will take about a month to complete it completely. Well, this node is okay. It will not delay his plan to launch the software directly after the college entrance examination. In addition, the Feishuan app developed by Li Chengyu not only combines the characteristics of his current plane, at the same time, it also draws on the various advantages of different instant messaging software in the parallel world he has experienced before. So, once Li Chengyu completes the development of Feishuan, then it is basically the final version, and there is no need to update it later. Version 1.0 is the best version. Because of this, it will be much easier to recruit people after the project is established. At least Li Chengyu doesn't need to go around to dig up top software engineers. At most, he can recruit some staff in customer service, operations, server maintenance, etc. It saves a lot of energy and money. However, an internet company without programmers will make people feel a little weird. Li Chengyu worked until 10 o'clock today and went to bed on time to practice. I am the only one in heaven and earth skilled to comprehend the mysteries of heaven and earth. It was not until the next morning when the sky was bright that he went downstairs to enjoy breakfast. After finishing his breakfast, he took a Mercedes-Benz commercial vehicle with Su Yunman and Li Chengxin to Chengyu Middle School. After 2 days of monthly exams, the class returned to its previous lazy state. To be precise, even on the 2 days of the monthly exams, the students in class 313 were not very nervous. When Li Chengyu walked into the classroom, he saw Fatty Zhao chatting with several classmates. When he found his figure, he tilted his mouth and looked at him provocatively. It seemed to say, "Wait, you will see what will happen to you." Zhao Mingxian was in a good mood. He performed quite well in the exams of the past 2 days. In the past, he could only score about 110 points on a test paper of 150 points, but this time, it was quite stable to get 120 points. The comprehensive science test paper with 300 points, even estimated to be 250 points. This score, in the last monthly exam, can occupy the top 5 in class 313. Once the results come out in a few days, he will definitely be rewarded by his mother. The most important thing is that he can see Li Chengyu's miserable state, in front of the whole class, shouting 3 times that he is a fool, and then slapping himself 3 times, just thinking about it makes him laugh. Li Chengyu, this is the end of you offending me. And Li Chengyu himself, who was being envied by Fatty Zhao, has already. He sat in his seat, swiping his phone. As he swiped, he complained about the broken 3G network speed, which really affected efficiency, but Li Chengyu had no good way to improve it, and could only look forward to the arrival of the 4G era. Fortunately, there was only more than a month left before the college entrance examination. After graduating from high school, his degree of freedom would be greatly improved, and these problems would basically no longer exist. Time passed by little while swiping his phone. Morning self-study, first class, second class. Although class 313 was a poor student class in the third year of Chengyu Middle School, it was not without benefits. As long as you don't affect other students during class, you can play however you want, relatively much freer. The teachers were completely accustomed to Chengyu swiping his phone during class and turned a blind eye after. The second class, the Chinese stock market finally opened. He opened the Tonghua Wealth app and checked the 3 stocks he bought the day before yesterday. Well, the market trend chart did not surprise him. It was still red and drew a straight line at the top. It was just that the buy orders at the daily limit were a little less than the previous 2 days, but still exceeded 10,000 lots. Chengyu did not hesitate and decisively cleared all 3 stocks and sold them. I saw that the buy orders on the 3 stocks were reduced by thousands of lots at once, and a few minutes after he cleared the positions, the remaining thousands of buy orders also began to disappear one after another. I don't know whether those who placed the orders canceled the operation, or there were other big investors who saw Chengyu sell and felt that the momentum was not good, so they also sold. In short, in less than half an hour, all 3 stocks broke the board, and went down all the way, and soon fell to 5 points. Chengyu did not worry about whether his previous operation had disrupted the layout of some dealers. He has now removed these 3 stocks from his own stock picks. Then he checked the other 10 or so stocks he had selected the day before yesterday. Wow. One of them actually hit the limit down. That's great. Chapter 22. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chengyu found that among the more than 10 selected stocks, there was one that was bright green, lying quietly on the floor pretending to be dead, and there were more than 80,000 sell orders hanging on the floor. Chengyu silently stretched out his fingers to calculate and measured its future trend, which was no different from what he had calculated the day before yesterday. It should still rise all the way this afternoon and finally reach the limit, and this limit up momentum will continue until next Monday. So what are you waiting for? Buy it all. Chengyu did not hesitate and directly used his funds, which had increased to more than 37 million today, to decisively buy all the stocks. It is convenient to buy stocks with limit down boards, and there is no need to buy them in batches. In an instant, all the funds were successfully bought. The most important thing is that when this stock rises from the limit down board to the limit up board in the afternoon, Chengyu will get a full 20% profit on it in just one day. This is the sky-high board that everyone wants to experience in the stock market. If you add the 10% profit he just got from the 3 stocks, it is equivalent to Chengyu's total assets increasing by 30% today. If there are more such operations, then when the college entrance examination is over, his assets are expected to exceed 300 million and enter the threshold of 400 million. Well, it's pretty good. After Chengyu operated the stocks, he did not continue to stay in various stock market trends. He turned off the Tonghua Wealth app and began to search again for relevant news from various major countries and information related to the top rich people in different countries. Although there is not much information that can be found from this kind of mass network, and it stays on the surface, but it still allows Chengyu to have a considerable understanding of the situation in this world. Ding-ling-ling. The time spent on the phone always passes quickly. In a blink of an eye, the bell for school dismissal in the morning rang. After Su Yunman sorted out the notes, Chengyu walked towards the cafeteria with her. At this time, most of the seats in the cafeteria were already occupied. Therefore, a large area of empty tables in a certain area was quite eye-catching. In the middle of the empty tables, Tian Suan, who weighed more than 300 kilograms, was in love with Wu Qixing, a celebrity from Chengyu Middle School. Come on, dear. Try this duck leg. Your mouth will be full of oil after one bite. It's so addictive. Tian Suan pulled off the duck leg from the roast duck and stuffed it into the slightly haggard Wu Qixing, sharing her food with him. You know, when it comes to food, she used to enjoy it alone and didn't allow anyone to touch it, but since she had a boyfriend, she found that food was not everything to her. Love is equally important. Ugh. Eat it yourself. Ugh. I don't feel hungry now. Ugh. Wu Qixing, who was sitting opposite Tian Suan, looked at the meat mountain in front of him, the grease on the meat mountain's face, and the duck leg she handed over with her bare hands, and felt a little overwhelmed. Dear. Don't you love me anymore? Have you forgotten the vows you made to me on Tuesday? It was in this cafeteria, on this table. It was also on that day that you took my first kiss. I will never forget that wonderful feeling. Tian Suan looked at Wu Qixing affectionately, and never took back the duck leg in her hand, as if it was her own intention and her own stubbornness. Ugh. Okay. I'll eat it. Ugh. Listening to the words of his new girlfriend, Wu Qixing remembered the disgusting meat residue in his mouth on Tuesday, because he was worried that she would continue to talk and bring up more bad memories. He quickly stretched out his trembling right hand, took the stubborn duck leg, and numbly stuffed it into his mouth. Ugh. 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 Perhaps he really couldn't get used to the grease on the duck leg, or perhaps some of the smell on the duck leg just now touched his nerves. In short, Wu Qixing just retched, but now he really vomited, and he vomited so much that tears came out, and he couldn't stop the tears, which fell drop by drop on the floor of the cafeteria. Thinking about what happened in the past few days, Wu Qixing was speechless. He didn't know why he was so confused in the cafeteria a few days ago and suddenly confessed to Tian Suan, and he kissed the other party who was full of meat residue at that time. Wu Qixing still can't remember the details of that time, but only remembers the disgusting feeling when his mouth was full of meat residue, and the endless pain of vomiting gall. Later, when he recovered, of course he was unwilling to admit his confession to Tian Suan. He was even more unwilling to accept the fact that he kissed her. Unfortunately, the incident happened in the campus cafeteria. In public, when Tian Suan brought several big sisters to block him in the corner of the classroom, he had no choice but to admit it. However, Wu Qixing still did not accept his fate. After all, his taste is still within the range of normal people. The person he likes has always been Su Yunman, the class flower of class 313. Tian Suan. Even if I did confess to you in the cafeteria before. But I regret it now. I want to break up with you. If you don't love me, break up. Love is free, do you understand? Wu Qixing still remembers what he said to her when he was forced into a corner that day. When Tian Suan heard what he said, she was stunned on the spot. Then she burst into tears and ran out of the classroom with heavy steps. Wu Qixing originally thought that the matter was over and his life would be back on track, although he was occasionally pointed at by some students when walking on the campus that day. But he didn't care. There is nothing more important than getting rid of more than 300 pounds of Tian Suan. Unfortunately, at night, Wu Qixing found that there was something more important than this. Tian Suan, whose eyes were originally swollen, now cried like a pair of lanterns. Then she brought her father, the patriarch of the Tian family, directly to the Wu family, and questioned Wu Qixing why he played with her feelings. Righteous words and passionate. Those who heard it were sad, and those who saw it cried. The patriarch of the Tian family had a sullen face and said nothing, just waiting for his Wu family to deal with it. Wu Qixing's mother faced this kind of thing. After knowing that it was indeed her son who took the initiative to confess to Tian Suan and took away her first kiss, although she did not agree with her son's taste, but she still apologized repeatedly, called his father and described the matter again. Chapter 23. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After learning about the situation, the patriarch of the Wu family immediately scolded Wu Qixing on the phone. He also asked him to apologize to Tian Suan and Tian Suan's father immediately. At the same time, he ordered him to do his best to save this extremely precious relationship. Recently, the Wu family and the Tian family are in a stage of cooperation, especially in some aspects. The Wu family is still the weaker party and needs to ask the Tian family to do things. If the family's big business is ruined because of his son, he will definitely rush back and break Wu Qixing's legs. Anyway, he has more than one son. Well, in the end, Wu Qixing and Tian Suan reconciled, and both families were happy. In the past 2 days, many students of Chengyu Middle School can see the two influential figures on campus, walking together after class. Tian Suan, who weighs more than 300 pounds, holds Wu Qixing's arm tightly, and they are affectionate. It's just that Wu Qixing seems to have lost some weight. Ugh. 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 After vomiting for a long time, Wu Qixing in the cafeteria finally vomited out all the mess in his stomach. He wiped his tears and looked at the bitten duck leg in his hand. He really didn't have the courage to continue eating. In fact, Wu Qixing's stomach was really hungry, not only because he had just vomited out, but also because he had not eaten much in the past few days. Every time he faced food, he would think of Qian Simiao's big face plate covered with grease, and then he would have no appetite. He could only force himself to swallow some light food to get by. Dear! Look at the good things you did. You dirty the floor again. How can I have an appetite to continue eating? Qian Simiao looked at her boyfriend vomiting all over the floor, and complained after swallowing the big piece of fat in her mouth. Forget it, let's change tables and eat. Honey, you must remember the more than 20 kinds of food I like to eat the most. It's best to learn to cook them yourself. After we get married, you can cook for me every day. Qian Simiao was gentle and considerate, and she acted coquettishly towards Wu Qixing. Ugh! 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 Another round of vomiting spread in the cafeteria. Yun man, let's sit farther away. Li Chengyu had already chosen his lunch at this time and walked away from the two campus celebrities, although he could eat in a bad environment, but if there was a better environment, there was no need to be harsh on himself. Yeah, Su Yun man nodded heavily after hearing what Li Chengyu said, expressing her deep agreement. She was also disgusted by Wu Qixing and Qian Simiao, but she felt that Wu Qixing was a bit miserable, and she still believed that his experience should be related to the young master. After the two finished lunch in a corner, Su Yunman went back to the classroom alone. Li Chengyu continued to stroll around the campus to exercise his control over his body. However, the exercise time today was relatively short. In the more than an hour at noon, he did not even improve his control over his body by 1%. Li Chengyu shook his head and walked towards class 313, and when the bell rang, he stepped into the classroom. The class time in the afternoon was relatively long, but for Li Chengyu, it didn't matter whether it was long or not. Anyway, he just swiped his phone to pass it, clicking on the Tunghua Wealth app. The stock that he bought in the morning, as expected, changed from the limit down to the limit up, making him earn 20 points. Li Chengyu nodded and turned off the stock market again, continued to search and view various information related to the world situation. Time passed little by little, and the day passed quickly. When the sun slightly dyed the sky red the next morning, Li Chengyu got up on time. After a simple wash, he went downstairs and began to enjoy today's hearty breakfast. However, although the breakfast was rich, he was the only one who enjoyed it, because today is Saturday and it is the end of the month. Li Qixing and Su Yunman can sleep in for 2 days. The high school department of Shanyu Middle School usually only has a half-day holiday on Sunday afternoon, but if it is the end of the month, there will be a full 2-day holiday, so that those boarding students can go home. After Li Chengyu finished breakfast alone, he strolled in the manor for half an hour, and then returned to his room to continue the development of Feishuan. The sound of typing code was continuous, and ordinary people could not see the shape of his fingers with their naked eyes, but the knocking did not last too long. After just 1 hour, Li Chengyu walked out of the room. It was not because he felt a little tired and wanted to take a rest, but he planned to go out for a walk today and buy some new clothes. In the past 18 years, Li Chengyu did not fully wake up, so he did not care much about what clothes to wear. Although under the care of his family, his dress was not rustic, and the cost of a set of clothes was even quite expensive, but from Li Chengyu's current perspective, he felt that it did not match his temperament and felt a little awkward. He got into another Rolls-Royce Phantom sedan of the family and asked the driver to take him to Jiangnan Road Pedestrian Street. It was one of the most prosperous streets in the entire Magic City, and there should be the clothes he wanted. Li Chengyu sat in the back seat of the sedan, looking at the scenery that was constantly receding outside the window, and made another decision. After the college entrance examination, I have to get my driver's license as soon as possible. Last month, he had already turned 18, and reached the age to get a driver's license. As for driving skills, that is not a problem. Let's not talk about Li Chengyu's extraordinary mental strength, reaction ability, and learning ability. Just the more than 10 parallel planes similar to the current world that he had experienced before contributed more than 1,000 years of driving experience to him. During this period, due to his interest, he also participated in professional racing competitions for a period of time and won the championship many times. In terms of driving skills, Li Chengyu believes that the strongest racing driver in this world is not even qualified to carry his shoes. The Jiangnan Road Pedestrian Street is 1,528 meters long, with a width of 18 to 28 meters. from Chuanqi Middle Road to the Bund. In its more than 100 years of development, it has created many buildings of different styles, and people are crowded and shoulder to shoulder. However, Chengyu, who has been growing up in the Magic City, rarely came here in the past, although the various shops here are very high-end in the eyes of ordinary people. They are still mainly for ordinary people. Those really wealthy families usually have their products customized privately rather than selecting and purchasing them in shops on the street. Chapter 24. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For example, the outfit that Chengyu is wearing now was specially tailored for him by a famous fashion designer in Shanghai, but in his opinion, these clothes, apart from being suitable for him, are completely incompatible with his current temperament. They look a little old and are not pleasing to the eye. Well, in short, this designer is not very capable, at least his vision is not consistent with Chenyu's. So it is better for him to come here for a walk, and shopping is not just shopping. While shopping, he is also exercising his control over his body. After the driver took him to the parking lot near Jiangnan Road Pedestrian Street, Chengyu asked the driver to wait here, and he went for a walk alone. After leaving the parking lot, he squeezed into the crowded street. Although Chenyu's steps looked no different from those of the people around him, but under his skin, the explosive strength of his body was constantly circulating. He walked along the way, neither hurried nor slow. When he came across a clothing store that he liked, he would go in and take a look, but most of the time he just glanced at it and turned around and left, because with just one glance, Chengyu could tell whether there were any clothes he wanted in these stores. Welcome. Sir, do you need me to recommend something to you? When he walked into a men's clothing store again, he finally found clothes that he thought were okay. A beautiful young lady immediately came up to him and enthusiastically planned to introduce him. Facts have proved that in reality, there are almost no clerks who look down on customers. As Chengyu walked along the way, the clerks of all clothing stores smiled at him. He had no chance to pretend to be a fool. Well, give me this one, and these ones. Chengyu nodded to the clerk and said, Sir, do you need to try it on now? The clerk saw his posture and felt that this business was stable. According to Chenyu's request, he quickly took down the 6 or 7 clothes he had selected. Well, I'll put on these clothes now, and pack the others. After talking to the waiter, he took the selected clothes and went to the fitting room. Chengyu could tell at a glance whether the clothes were suitable, and there was no need to try them on now. He just wanted to put them on directly. The gray and white striped t-shirt made his upper body more layered. The dark blue casual jeans gave a sense of laziness and leisure, paired with the white and blue sneakers on Chenyu's feet. At first glance, it seemed a bit simple and casual, but the strong youthful vitality made him handsome to the end. When Chengyu walked out of the fitting room, the beautiful clerk was almost stunned. Although the person was still the same person, there was a great change in the senses. Yushu Feng Feng, handsome and unrestrained, vigorous, crushing Panan. Have you packed all the other clothes I picked before? Chengyu interrupted the shop assistant's infatuation. Yes, they have all been packed. Sir, what is your GG number? Let's add a friend. Next time when there are new products in our store, I can send them to you. You can also call me if you buy from me. In addition, if you feel bored, I can also accompany you to eat, go shopping, and watch movies. And some other things. The beautiful shop assistant smiled like a flower. I didn't realize that the handsome boy in front of me was just a middle school student who had not completely left school. Oh. When shopping in your store, there is also a chat service. But there is no need to add the GG number. I don't use that thing. I only use Feishuan. Chengyu waved his hand and handed her a few clothes he had changed. Please pack these for me too. Okay, sir. But what kind of software is Feishuan? Can I add you if I register now? The pretty clerk took the clothes and asked with some reluctance. It's not online yet, you will be able to see it in 2 months. After Chengyu finished speaking, he said no more and walked towards the front desk to check out. He brought a new bank card with him this time, although the money in it was not as much as the amount on the card his mother had saved for him before, but there was more than 1 million, which was enough for his spending today. After all, Chengyu would not deliberately pursue some expensive luxury brands. The most important thing is to be suitable. Sir, are you swiping a card or paying in cash? Swipe the card. With a beep, more than 200,000 yuan was removed from the card. Li Chengyu took the packed clothes from the reluctant clerk and walked out of the store, but today's consumption certainly did not end there. He still needed to continue shopping. These few clothes were not enough for his daily changes. Finally, after more than an hour of tossing and turning, Li Chengyu had selected more than 10 pieces of clothes in his hands, and then stopped buying, but at this time, he did not walk towards the parking lot. Instead, he walked into a hair design studio on Jiangnan East Road. Yes, Li Chengyu planned to get a haircut. What is this thing on his head now? Not only is it a little troublesome to dress up, but most importantly, it makes him feel timid. Sir, do you have a familiar hairdresser? As soon as he entered the door, a handsome guy asked enthusiastically. No. Li Chengyu said casually while looking at the environment here. Sir, do you need me to push a hairdresser for you? The handsome guy asked again. No. I plan to cut my own hair, but I just want to borrow your tools now. Li Chengyu's calm tone made the guy in front of him stunned. You cut your own hair? He asked a little uncertainly, thinking that he must have heard it wrong just now. Yes. Don't worry, I will pay the money I should pay. Li Chengyu's tone was still calm. The skill of hairdressing was something he had learned when he was bored in his previous 999 reincarnations, and as a cultivator, no matter what mundane skills he learned, of course he would learn it once and master it in a short time. In addition to his vision that he had trained over millions of years, it was not too easy for him to make a handsome discovery for himself. Please wait a moment. I'll go ask the store manager first. The handsome guy had never met a customer who made such a request before, so he directly said that he didn't have the authority. Okay, go ask. Li Chengyu nodded and didn't embarrass him. Chapter 25. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sir, do you really want to cut your own hair? Soon, a stylish and neutral teacher Tony came over and asked politely. Well, I'll cut my own hair. Li Chengyu looked at him and said. Okay. But sir, if you are not satisfied with the hairstyle you cut yourself later, you can't slander our studio. The store manager looked at him deeply and nodded in agreement. Of course. Seeing that the matter was settled, Li Chengyu came to an empty seat. He put down the big and small bags in his hands first, and then picked up the scissors skillfully. Click. 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 Combing his hair with one hand and trimming it with the other hand, Li Chengyu did not hesitate at all, and his fingers changed rapidly. Hair of different lengths fell in the sound of click, and his hairstyle was also changing rapidly. During the whole haircut process, Li Chengyu did not pause at all. He seemed to have eyes all over his body, and he could even cut the back of his head accurately. Except for the scissors in his hand, he did not use any other hairdressing tools on the table. His technique was perfect, smooth and flowing. The Tony teachers behind Li Chengyu were stunned. In less than 10 minutes, he completed all the operations. If the hairstyle is wrong, the appearance will be scrapped. Li Chengyu perfectly presented the essence of this sentence. After the grooming, he has changed greatly from before. If the full score of a person's appearance is 100 points, then before he regained consciousness, he only had 90 points. After regaining consciousness, Li Chengyu's temperament has been greatly improved, reaching 92 points. When he changed his clothes today, his appearance can be raised to 95 points. After he gave himself a new hairstyle, his appearance instantly soared to 98 points. The last 2 points were erased by Li Chengyu himself because of his steady mentality. How much money? What money? His voice finally brought the Tony teachers behind him back to their senses. Master, you must be the world's top hair stylist, right? Why would you pay me if you can come to our studio and show me your exquisite skills? If you are willing to teach me more, I will give you money. Tony, the store manager, came back to his senses and smiled at Li Chengyu. He was really shocked by the other party's exquisite hairdressing skills just now. Originally, he always thought that his hairdressing skills could be ranked among the best in the whole of China, but now he realized that he was completely a frog in the well in the past. Compared with the master in front of him, he was far behind. Just the few times he just messed around, he was inspired and felt that he had great potential. Nothing to teach you. Let's go. Li Chengyu shook his head. Suddenly, all the hair that had been cut just now fell down, saving the step of washing his hair. Then he picked up his bags, walked out of the studio, and headed towards the parking lot not far away. Master, the driver called out uncertainly. Yeah. Li Chengyu nodded, threw the bags into the car, and sat in it. Go home. Okay. The driver replied, then started the car and shuttled through the traffic. More than half an hour later, they passed through the gate of the Li family manor and entered the manor. Second brother, Li Chengxin finally got up before lunch and was now sitting in front of the villa door swiping her phone, when she felt someone approaching and raised her head. Immediately, she saw an extremely handsome young man, carrying bags and walking towards her. The other person looked familiar, as if he was her second brother, but the change was so great that she was not sure. Yeah. Li Chengyu smiled and nodded, walked past her, and planned to put the clothes he bought today back to the room. At this time, Li Chengxin finally came to her senses. Fuck, are you really my second brother? Li Chengyu, the clever but well-educated little sister rarely uttered a dirty word. Girls, don't say dirty words. Be careful not to get married in the future. Yi Hongyu, the mother who was just walking out of the house, was unhappy when she heard her daughter's words and scolded her immediately. Fuck. Are you Chengyu? My son Li Chengyu. After scolding her daughter, she also found that she had a new look. Li Chengyu, who was almost spitting out a swear word. Fortunately, she stopped immediately and saved her dignity. Mother, little sister. Can't you recognize me? He said to the two of them with a smile. It's not that I can't recognize you, but I can't believe it. You have changed so much. Li Chengxin stopped checking her phone, stood up from the chair, and circled around her second brother. TSK. Mother, I think our family's private barber should be changed. Well, the fashion designer should be changed too. Look at how my second brother's handsome face is buried. She looked at Li Chengyu's new look and said with a TSK. Well, I think you are right. Chengyu is much more handsome after this. Yi Hongyu looked at her second son's new look and also felt that the family had let him down before. Otherwise, with this look, even if he was silly in the past, he should have had many girlfriends in middle school. How could he be like this now, still single even though he is about to graduate? I'll go put these things down first. It should be lunchtime soon, right? Li Chengyu raised the big and small bags in his hand and said to them. Lunch will be later today. Your father and eldest brother will be back later. They just finished talking on the phone, and it should take another half an hour for them to get home. The mother said with a smile. Will your father and eldest brother come back today? Well, they haven't been back for almost a month. I just finished the company's work today, so I can come back to stay for 2 days. If they see you like this now, they will definitely be very surprised. The mother said with a smile. That's great, I can have a drink with my eldest brother. Li Chengyu said with a smile. In the past, when the family had a dinner, the eldest brother would always drink with him, even if he never drank better. The Li family's lunch was indeed a little late today. When Father Li Ziyi and elder brother Li Qinghao came back, it was almost 1 o'clock. Are you Chengyu? After getting off the car, the two encountered the same problem as their mother and younger sister. Chapter 26. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Father and elder brother were a little overwhelmed by Li Chengyu's big change. Father. Brother. What? You don't recognize me? Li Chengyu said with a smile. A few days ago, I heard from your mother that you have changed recently. But I didn't expect the change to be so big. Good. Good. Li Ziyi loosened the tie around his neck and patted his youngest son's shoulder, looking very happy. Chengyu, I brought back a box of Gallic red wine. It is said that it has a history of more than 100 years. Let's drink it later. Li Qinghao also came over and patted his other shoulder. Okay, let's drink it. Li Chengyu frowned slightly when his elder brother's palm touched him, but soon, he smiled again and nodded in agreement. What are you three still talking about at the door? Aren't you hungry? Let's go eat. That the mother was in a good mood when she saw her husband and eldest son coming home, and she invited everyone to come in. Chengyu, how did you change so much? You look a lot younger. Li Ziyi only focused his attention on his wife now, and suddenly made a new discovery. He didn't expect that after just 1 month of not seeing her, his wife seemed to be almost 10 years younger. She was also full of youthful vitality, which made him quite excited. He. This is all Chengyu's credit. I don't know where he learned the massage technique recently. Not only is it very comfortable during massage, it can also help the body eliminate toxins. I feel that my condition these days is better than ever before. Seeing that her husband finally discovered the changes in her, she smiled a little. Let's go eat first. After dinner, I'll give my father and eldest brother a massage. I promise that your condition will also be greatly improved. Li Chengyu said with a smile. Second brother knows how to massage. I want to massage too, I want to be younger too. Hearing everyone's conversation, the 16-year-old Li Qingxin shouted loudly. Even Su Yunman, who had been standing next to her, was a little moved. After all, they both saw the changes in Yi Hongyu in the past few days. Before, they thought that she had used some new cosmetics, but they didn't expect that it was because of Li Qingyu's massage. The group walked into the restaurant with laughter, and at this time, the table was already full of various dishes. After all, the patriarch of the Li family and the eldest son of the Li family came back, so of course everything had to be of the highest standard. Bang! 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 That the maid opened several bottles of red wine brought back by the eldest brother and served them, and everyone ate various delicious dishes to fill their stomachs first. There were all kinds of things flying in the sky, running on the ground, and swimming in the water. Halfway through the meal, the wine had just sobered up. Everyone drank and chatted, talking and laughing, and the atmosphere was quite good. Although the Li family was large and powerful, the family members got along very harmoniously. Unlike some big families, they did not fight over the right of inheritance. This meal took 2 hours, except for Li Qingyu. Everyone was a little dizzy. Then the group moved to the living room, sipping tea and chatting. Chengyu, didn't you say you wanted to give me and my father a massage? I can't wait to try it. After chatting for a while, the eldest brother Li Qinghao talked about massage. After all, the changes in his mother and second brother were too eye-catching, and he would never forget it. Well, okay. I'll give you a massage now. But I'll give my father a massage first. Brother, there are some problems with your body, it's a little troublesome. Li Qingyu said to him. Is there a problem with my body? Li Qinghao was a little surprised and a little unconvinced when he heard his second brother's words, but thinking back to his condition during this period, it seems that his energy is much worse than before, and he feels very tired after working for 1 or 2 hours. Originally, he thought it was caused by too much pressure, but he didn't expect that his second brother said that there was a problem with his body. Chengyu. Is your eldest brother's health okay? Do you need to call a doctor to check it out? That the mother knew the changes in her second son these days and knew that he would not exaggerate. When she heard him say that her eldest son had a problem with his body, she immediately became a little anxious. That's fine. Let the doctor check it out, and you can feel more at ease. But don't worry, the eldest son will be fine. I can cure my brother's problem. Li Qingyu said to everyone. Hongyu, call Dr. Zhang. Let him come. Father said to mother at this time. No matter whether Li Qinghao has any problems, it's always a good idea to check first. Dr. Zhang is the private doctor of the Li family. He has superb medical skills and is even famous in the whole Magic City. Well, I'll let him come now. Mother nodded and started to dial the phone. Father, let me give you a massage now. Oh, okay. Li Qingyu came behind Li Zi and put his palm on his shoulder. Pinching method, 1 finger Zen method, plucking method, rolling method, etc. Under the attention of everyone, his fingers changed at a very fast speed, and it was difficult to see his movements with the naked eye, and a stream of extremely pure true energy was injected into his father's body from Li Qingyu's tiger's mouth with massage. Li Zi's physical condition is much worse than his mother's, although the age difference between the two is not big. There are many small hidden injuries in his body caused by overwork and lack of maintenance. Don't look at his appearance of being full of energy and spirit, and he doesn't feel any discomfort in daily life, but in fact, they are all empty frames, and there are many hidden dangers. If these hidden injuries continue to accumulate and expand when they burst out, my father's physical condition will collapse directly and it will be difficult to cheer up. The best result is to stay at home and enjoy his old age. But now with Li Chengyu's intervention, everything will naturally change. Wherever his true energy flows, all the harmful substances in the hidden injuries are dissolved little by little, and those that cannot be dissolved are forced into the stomach and intestines, or discharged from the body through the muscles and skin. The remaining true energy is infiltrated into the hidden injuries, constantly repairing and supplementing them. Because my father's physical condition is worse than my mother's, Li Chengyu massages for a longer time. It took almost half an hour. Before he stopped, at this time, Li Ziyi still closed his eyes, smiled, and showed an extremely relaxed expression. Chapter 27. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Pa. Li Chengyu didn't give Li Ziyi too much time to experience the comfort. He slapped his father on the back to wake him up. Father, this massage is over. Many of the various impurities and toxins that have accumulated in your body for many years have been driven into your stomach and intestines by my massage techniques. Go to the bathroom now and expel them. Since the massage took a long time, Li Chengyu estimated that he should be about to excrete. Fortunately, everyone is at home now, and the distance to the bathroom is only a few dozen meters away. He should be able to hold it, right? After being awakened by him, his father was still a little dazed, as if he still hadn't recovered from the comfortable charm. Oh, okay. Fuck. In the first 2 seconds, he was still unhurried and planned to get up slowly and gracefully, but in the third second, his father rarely burst out with a swear word and jumped up directly from the chair. Taking small steps, he ran quickly towards the bathroom. Seeing the others were a little stunned, only his mother Yi Hongyu could understand her husband's current mood. Although the massage was indeed pleasant, the scene of detoxification after the first massage was really quite embarrassing. Well, she understood it deeply. Li Ziyi spent a long time in the bathroom, and it took him almost half an hour to come out. The first thing he did when he went out was to close the door of the bathroom immediately to prevent the smell from overflowing, and the ventilation facilities inside have never stopped working since he went in. I'll go upstairs to take a shower first and come down later. He shouted in the direction of the crowd and hurried upstairs. He was afraid that others would smell the smell on his body. Li Ziyi had never thought that there were so many toxins hidden in his body. However, after expelling them from the body, his body was really relaxed, making him feel better than ever before. But he also knew that the smell on his body must be quite unpleasant now. Not only was there the smell that he had picked up when he was detoxifying in the toilet just now, at the same time, there was a thick layer of gray-black greasy substance on his skin, which also emitted a pungent sour smell. Even if it came from himself, he couldn't stand it. After returning to the room, Li Ziyi took off his sticky clothes and threw them directly into the trash can. Then he turned on the hot water and rinsed frantically. After washing 3 times with shower gel, he finally cleaned his body. Then he changed into new clothes and went downstairs refreshed. At this time, in the lobby of the villa, Dr. Zhang had come to the Li family with various advanced examination instruments. He was carefully examining Li Qinghao. The other people in the family stood aside and waited patiently. After a long time, he finished the operation and stood up with a frown. Dr. Zhang, how is Qinghao? Seeing his expression, his mother Li Hongyu asked anxiously. The eldest son's physical condition is not ideal. He should be poisoned, and the poisoning time is not short. Dr. Zhang paused and continued. According to my observation, the eldest son is very likely to have been given chronic poison for a long time without knowing it. The symptoms of this toxin are not obvious. If you take a small amount each time, you can hardly detect it yourself. But when it accumulates over time, once it breaks out, even gods can't save it. And the symptoms after the outbreak will be similar to normal heart disease, and modern instruments are not easy to distinguish. His statement shocked the people around him. Poisoning. Dr. Zhang, is Howard poisoned now? Can he still be cured? Li Ziyi's eyes revealed a trace of cruelty, and he asked in a deep voice. From what I know, the eldest son has been poisoned for 3 months. Although it has not really erupted yet, the disease is too serious to be cured. I suggest that the eldest son be sent to the affiliated hospital of Shanghai Shuangdan University for treatment immediately. With the medical conditions there, it should not be a problem to save his life. But remember not to work hard in the future. Otherwise, the toxins deposited in the body may recur. Dr. Zhang looked at everyone and gave his suggestions. Okay, Dr. Zhang. Please take a trip today. We will handle the follow-up matters ourselves. Li Chengyu stood up and interrupted the doctor, then he asked the butler who bowed to pack him. He gave him a big red envelope and sent him out the door. Chengyu, are you sure you can cure your elder brother's illness? After Dr. Zhang left, Li Ziyi asked in a deep voice. If he hadn't felt the magic of his younger son's massage just now, he would have listened to the doctor's instructions and sent his elder son to the hospital for treatment. Yes, father. I can cure my elder brother's illness. Li Chengyu's tone was full of strong confidence. Okay, then Qinghao will be handed over to you. Father believes in you. Li Ziyi looked at him deeply and nodded. What do you need me to do? Although Li Qinghao had been frowning since Dr. Zhang arrived, but from beginning to end, he was quite calm. Even after hearing that the toxins in his body were already terminally ill, he still didn't panic at all. Brother, you don't need to do anything. Just leave everything to me. Li Chengyu smiled at him. This smile also made everyone feel a little more relaxed. After Li Chengyu finished speaking, he put his hands on his brother's shoulders and began to press and massage continuously, and the extremely pure true energy was continuously injected into Li Qinghao's body from the tiger's mouth, but it was different from the massage method with his mother and father. Li Qingyu's hand stayed on his brother's shoulders for only 2 or 3 minutes, and then went all the way down to his back, and circulated along the meridians in his brother's body, and the toxins in his body were also forced out in the process of the true energy wandering, slowly condensing into a ball. Shoo! Li Qingyu suddenly exerted force with both hands, and Li Qinghao suddenly felt an itch in his throat and opened his mouth involuntarily. A mouthful of gray-black blood spurted out of his mouth and fell on the smooth floor. Qinghao, the mother exclaimed, and the others also looked very nervous. It's okay, this mouthful of black blood is the toxin in Big Brother's body, most of it has been forced out. Wait for me to comb his body and go to the bathroom later to expel the remaining toxins in his intestines, and it will be almost done. Chapter 28. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Qingyu smiled and said to everyone while practicing. His words also eased everyone's nervousness a little. Everyone looked at Li Qinghao and found that he did not look very painful. Instead, his expression was more relaxed than before. Time passed by little by little. Another half an hour passed before Li Qingyu finally finished his practice. Brother, go to the bathroom quickly. If you don't go, it may be too late. After he stopped, he immediately woke up Li Qinghao, who was still sitting upright. Ah! Fuck! In the strange eyes of everyone, he didn't even have time to wipe the black blood from the corner of his mouth, and took small steps and ran to the bathroom frantically. Chengyu, where did you learn this skill? After the eldest son left, the father looked at the familiar yet unfamiliar youngest son in front of him and asked curiously. He did not imagine that his son was possessed by an old monster. After all, this is a modern society where science is supreme, although there are various myths and legends among the people, but as long as one is a normal person, he will only treat those legends as stories. Father, mother. Over the years, I feel that I have been in a state of confusion in life. But a few days ago, it seemed that I suddenly became enlightened. My mind became extremely clear, and even my body was extremely powerful. I think about it carefully. This may be related to a cultivation album I saw when I was very young. That album should be a cultivation method, and after I saw it, I became addicted to it. It was not until now that I have achieved success in cultivation that I have completely woken up. Li Qingyu told his family about his fabricated experience. Illustrated book. Is it a secret book? Brother, have you been so stupid these years because you have been concentrating on practicing? Li Qingxin on the side exclaimed, his eyes shining, and even his words became a little outspoken. Oh. Although it sounds a bit incredible, this is the only explanation that makes sense. It seems that Chengyu, you are not born dull, but rather gifted and blessed. Just the massage you gave me and your elder brother just now, I am afraid that even a master of Huajin would find it very difficult to do it. Li Ziyi smiled, very relieved and happy. In this world, strong individuals are still extremely important, and it is a great joy for the family to have a master. You little brat, you used the massage to fool me a few days ago. I didn't expect you to become a martial arts master. That's what I said. I, Yi Hongyu, have 3 children. It's impossible that the eldest and the third are geniuses, while the second is a fool. Hee hee. The mother laughed out loud at this time, feeling proud of herself. Second brother. Where did you get the atlas you practiced when you were a child? Is it still there now? I want to learn it too. I want to become a martial arts master too, Li Qingxin shouted again, and even the others were a little tempted. However, Li Ziyi and Yi Hongyu knew that they were old and had passed the age of learning martial arts, and they were afraid that it would be difficult to get started, so they didn't speak. I forgot where I found that atlas. And after so many years, it must have been lost. But I naturally wrote down all the ways to practice it. If you want to practice, I can teach you. Li Qingyu looked at everyone's expressions and said with a smile. Oh, I want to become a martial arts master too. Li Qingxin was quite excited. Chengyu, do you mean that we can practice at this age? Father and mother asked in disbelief. Everyone can practice. This method is different from ordinary methods. Otherwise, I would not have achieved such an achievement at the age of 18. And once you learn it, you can not only become a martial arts master, but also be immune to all diseases and prolong your life. Li Qingyu continued to say with a smile. Originally, according to his plan, he would comb the body of his family members every once in a while to keep everyone healthy and long-lived, but what happened to his elder brother today made Li Qingyu realize that the family situation was not as ideal as he had imagined, and now that everyone is interested in cultivation, of course he will not refuse. Lead everyone to learn the exercises and raise it will improve their combat effectiveness and also make the safety of their families more secure. Does it need to be completely immersed in your practice like you did before? Father Li Ziyi suddenly thought of something and became a little hesitant. After all, as the head of the Li family, the group company has many affairs that need him to deal with. You can't let it go for too long, otherwise it will easily cause some chaos. No, my previous situation was a bit special. Li Qingyu smiled and dispelled his father's concerns. So do you need to practice in the coldest days of winter and the hottest days of summer? Practice hard day and night? Li Qingxin frowned and asked worriedly. After all, as far as she knew, in order to achieve a certain level of martial arts achievement, you need to make rigorous efforts. She was a little worried that she would not be able to bear this hardship. No, none of it is needed. You just need to learn how to circulate the internal strength under my guidance. Then, before going to bed every night, practice the technique for 36 cycles. If your willpower is strong enough, you can even use practice instead of sleeping. Don't worry, practicing this technique is enough to restore your energy and even put you in a better state the next day. Li Qingyu smiled and shook his head, trying to dispel everyone's concerns, although what he planned to teach everyone was not the heaven and earth only I am supreme technique he practiced. But it is also a top martial arts technique from the high martial arts world, and naturally it has magical effects. The reason why Li Qingyu did not lead everyone on the journey of cultivating immortals is because the spiritual energy in this world is too scarce. For ordinary people, martial arts is easier to get started than immortals, and it is much more practical. If you want to pursue immortals, you are very likely to waste your life outside the immortal gate. Chengyu, is it really that easy? Yi Hongyu still didn't quite believe it. The gap between what her son said and the common sense of the martial arts world she knew was too big. It is that easy. Li Qingyu answered with certainty. Chapter 29. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It just so happens that my mother has been combed through her body a few days ago. Then let me start by teaching you. I guarantee you can learn it. Li Chengyu said with a smile, seeing that everyone was still unwilling to believe in the magic of this technique. He planned to use practical actions to dispel everyone's concerns. Start with me. Now. Okay. Yi Hongyu pointed at herself and asked with some surprise. She didn't expect that she was questioning it, and she would learn it in a blink of an eye. Please sit down and close your eyes. Try to feel the flow of heat in your body, and try to guide the strength in your body to follow this heat flow. As Li Chengyu said this, he put his hands on her shoulders again, and the pure true energy was injected into his mother's body again. Yi Hongyu had felt this heat flow a few days ago, but she thought it was caused by some special massage method at that time, but she didn't expect that they were actually the strength of the warriors. Of course, they are not the strength of a warrior, nor are they true qi, but the true essence of the immortal way. There are several qualitative levels in between. However, as an ordinary person who has never practiced martial arts, how can she distinguish the difference carefully? She just followed the instructions of her youngest son, tried to feel the circulation of the heat flow in her body, and tried to mobilize the strength in her body to join in. Breathe into the dantian from the hut, and the clear water of the jade pool will nourish the spiritual roots. If you can practice it, you can live forever, and the people in the Huangting will wear red clothes. Guan Yuan is magnificent, and the two are beautiful. The UK heroes are tall and majestic. The essence in the dantian is weak, and the clear water of the jade pool grows fat. Li Chengyu guided his mother with the true essence while silently reciting the formula. His voice has a strange charm, which makes her seem to be addicted to it. Logically speaking, it would be very difficult for ordinary people like Yi Hongyu who have never practiced to grasp the strength in their bodies, and learning some top-level martial arts in a short period of time is completely unrealistic. It's just a daydream. After all, if martial arts is so easy to practice, wouldn't there be martial arts masters everywhere in the world? But Yi Hongyu was repeatedly cleansed by Li Chengyu 3 days before this. In addition to his current guidance of true energy and the sound mixed with divine thoughts, she soon felt the idle energy in her body, and then smoothly guided them to join the torrent of her youngest son's true energy. This is the dimensionality reduction attack of the immortal way on the martial arts. Of course, Li Chengyu's extremely powerful divine thoughts, rich practice experience, and helping his mother to sort out her body in advance also played a vital role in this. In short, my mother really got in the door smoothly. 1 Zhoutian, 2 Zhoutian. The path of the true energy is very complicated, but after running it once, Yi Hongyu firmly imprinted this route in her mind. This was not because she was a genius in cultivation, but was entirely caused by Li Chengyu's guidance and hypnosis. Although his current foundation building stage cultivation realm has not yet reached the level where he can directly transfer knowledge to other people's minds, but using true essence and divine thoughts to deepen his mother's impression and understanding of cultivation can still be done. After guiding Yi Hongyu to practice for 3 cycles, Li Chengyu slowly withdrew his true essence, but the mother's cultivation did not stop there. She closed her eyes, sat upright on the chair, and kept the practice running. For cycles, 7 cycles, 9 cycles, until the eldest brother Li Qinghao not only emptied the toxins in his body, but even finished his bath, and went down from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor. The mother slowly opened her eyes and finally stopped practicing. Is this what cultivation is? This feeling is really great. I find that my condition is better than ever before. Chengyu, what is the name of this technique? Yi Hongyu's eyes were shining with unprecedented light, as if she had a new pursuit of life. It is called the art of longevity. Not only can it strengthen the body, but it also allows people to have combat power far beyond ordinary people. At the same time, it also has the effect of prolonging life. Li Chengyu was in a good mood when he saw that his mother had found a feeling of cultivation, and felt that his hard work was not in vain. Art of longevity. Good. 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 Good name, good technique. Yi Hongyu praised repeatedly, with heroic spirit, as if she had also become an awe-inspiring martial arts master. Second brother. I want to learn it too. Come on. Teach me. Li Qingxin saw that her mother had learned it and found the state. The most important thing is that she can really practice while sitting. How can she bear it at this time? It's because I combed your mother's body a few days ago. So I can get started today. If you want to practice this method, you also need me to comb your body first and remove all kinds of impurities and toxins in your body. Li Chengyu shook his head. Oh. Okay, you comb your body now. Teach me how to practice in a few days. Li Chengxin was a little disappointed at first, but soon adjusted her mentality. As long as you can practice, it won't be too late. Sit down first. Yes. The clever and eccentric little sister had great expectations for the secret of longevity, so at this time, she sat obediently on the chair and let Li Chengyu do what he wanted. Soon, Li Chengxin felt a stream of heat flowing from her shoulders into her body, and wherever this heat flow passed, it suddenly became relaxed and transparent, as if it was more energetic. Unfortunately, this heat flow did not stay in her body for too long. It disappeared in less than half an hour. This made Li Chengxin feel a sense of loss. Go to the bathroom quickly. Be careful not to poop in your pants. Li Chengyu's teasing voice interrupted her recollection of the wonderful feeling just now. Li Chengxin first glared at her second brother fiercely and wanted to scold him, but the next moment, she felt her stomach churning. She immediately imitated her father and eldest brother, took small steps, and ran to the bathroom. Yun Man, it's your turn. At this time, Li Chengyu said to Su Yun Man, who was looking at everyone with envy. She was the only martial artist among the people present. Just now, when she heard everyone's description of Chengyu, she knew that it must be a peerless martial arts. In the entire Chinese martial arts world, it is a rare existence. At least the inherited martial arts of her Su family are far less magical and powerful than Chengyu. Chapter 30. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Yunman certainly wanted to practice the Chengyu, but unfortunately her last name was Su, not Li. In her opinion, such a top-level technique would definitely only be passed on to the direct lineage of the family, not to an outsider like her. No matter how close the Li family was to her, they would never pass on this technique to her. Absolutely impossible. Master, can I learn it too? Su Yunman pointed at herself, her face quite shocked, totally unbelievable. Of course you can learn it. All these years in school, thanks to you for helping me out. Otherwise, my life would not be easy. Li Chengyu said with a smile. Master, but this Chengyu is a top-level technique. Top-level techniques like this should only be passed on in the direct lineage of one's own family. It's not appropriate for you to pass it on to me like this. Su Yunman was very conflicted, wanting to learn it, but also felt that she shouldn't learn it. Alas, our Li family is not a martial arts family, so there are not so many broken rules. And we have never treated you as an outsider, so don't worry too much. Come on. Li Chengyu directly pressed Su Yunman to sit on the chair, then he put his hands on her shoulders and began to use the true energy in his body to comb her body. Originally, he thought that due to gender reasons, he could not comb Li Chengxin and Su Yunman's body through massage in a short period of time, but who knew that because of the poisoning of his eldest brother, his identity as a master had to be exposed. Well, let it be exposed. When he set the goal of enjoying the second half of his life, Li Chengyu knew that his various talents would be exposed sooner or later. It's just that he originally planned to show his transformation to his family little by little, so that everyone would not be unable to accept it, but now it seems that his family's tolerance is much greater than he thought. Stable. This is not strength at all. Is this the legendary Qi? Is the young master a postnatal master who disappeared for hundreds of years? That's too much. Su Yunman was moved to tears, and was shocked when she felt the heat flow from her shoulder. She herself is a Ming Jin master, although the strength in her body is very different from the more powerful in Jin, Hua Jin, and Dan Jin, but these strengths are essentially the same. Su Yunman is very sure that the strength that the young master uses to help her comb her body is not strength at all. It is very likely the legendary Qi. When she heard the young master say that he could help everyone comb their bodies and expel toxins from their bodies, she was reluctant to believe it, because as far as she knows, even Hua Jin masters have no ability to do this. Although there are few rumors about Dan Jin masters in the world, it is also unlikely to use strength to help people expel toxins and improve their bodies. after all, no matter what kind of strength it is, its main purpose is to destroy and kill people. It is not certain that it has a good effect in health preservation, but if the young master is not using any strength at all, but the legendary true qi, then everything can be explained. In Su Yunman's shock and doubts, Li Qingyu finally helped her comb her body. As the heat disappeared, she opened her eyes. Young master, can you hold it? Go to the bathroom quickly. Li Qingyu interrupted her and kindly reminded her, although Su Yunman is also a martial artist, the impurities and toxins in her body are no less than those of others. Even because the practice method is too low-end, there is no health preservation effect at all. In daily exercise, it leaves a lot of hidden dangers in the body. This combing, she excreted more toxins and impurities than Li Qingxin. If you want to hold it, the consequences may be serious. Ah! Su Yunman's stomach churned when he said that. She showed a rare look of embarrassment on her face, and could no longer maintain her image as a virgin. She took small steps and ran towards the bathroom. Fortunately, there were many bathrooms in the Li family, so there was room for choice. Otherwise, Su Yunman could only go to the bathroom that Li Qingxin had used. The smell inside was definitely not something she was willing to endure. At this time, the younger sister had completely emptied her body and stayed in her room on the second floor, carefully washing the grease on the surface of her skin. Brother, have you figured out who poisoned you? After Li Qingyu had combed everyone's body, he came to the elder brother who had washed and dressed clean. Well, it should be my secretary Guomimi who did it. She used to study at the same Ivy League university with me. At that time, we had a good relationship because we were both from China. Last year, she sent me a message asking if the company I was in charge of was still recruiting. She was looking for a job. Because my daily work is indeed quite heavy, and I know her ability, I recruited her to assist me in completing various tasks. I didn't expect that she looked quite honest and was quite serious and responsible at work, but she would do such a poisonous thing to me. It's true that you can't know a person's heart by knowing his face. Although Li Qinghao almost lost his life because of the other party's poisoning, but his tone was quite calm and cool. So, elder brother, how are you going to deal with her? Li Qingyu asked. I have just called Guomimi and asked her to come to my house to pick up a document. And she is on her way now. I will ask her later what exactly caused her to do such a thing. Then send her off. A cold light flashed in Li Qinghao's eyes. Master, Secretary Gua has arrived. I just opened the gate of the manor. She should be walking towards this side now. At this time, Hu Bo, the housekeeper of the Li family, walked in from outside and informed him. Well, you go down first. Come in later. Li Qinghao nodded to Hu Bo. Yes, master. He bowed slightly and walked out of the living room. Sure enough, a few minutes later, a heroic, beautiful and intelligent working woman stepped into the living room in high heels. A confident smile filled her face, and her steps were brisk and steady. Mr. Li, where is the file? The two of them must have had a good relationship before. There was no trace of estrangement between superiors and subordinates on Guomimi's face. After nodding politely to the people in the living room, she walked towards Li Qinghao and asked directly.